Well, good evening, San Carlos. So I decided to go fishing, and after about an hour I finally got a bite, and it was something big enough that it broke the line. Ran away with my lure and my bobber. So until I find another one, I won't be fishing anytime soon. And of course, I forgot, they don't have laws here. I can fish with glow-in-the-dark stuff. I can fish with like a lit up bobber that has a battery in it and lets me like trick the fish into coming to the light. So yeah, I'll try that next time when I can find one. I'm gonna order on Shopee. We'll see if this big order I did for the restaurant actually pulls through or not. It shows up, because I didn't have much luck, as folks who follow the page know, using the online services over here last time. Although I did cash on delivery. Took advice from another questioner, like, no, Jimmy, the reason why you weren't getting your packages, you paid up front. When you actually take cash on delivery, which we don't have that option in Canada, on Amazon or whatever, you'll get your shit because they want their money. Brilliant. So anyways, I'm walking home now. The rain has stopped, although I'm soaked anyways. I had a little squid at this one place, and was chatting with some of the staff there, trying to get an idea of exactly what a daily wage here is that's fair for an 8-hour shift. Looks like the 400 peso is seen as quite fair, so that's about the same price as Jensen. So once we have customers coming in, I got a few cuties I can hire. So, because like I said in other vlogs, I don't understand this issue the bars here all have where it's all male bartenders. It's like, yuck, no Western dude wants a beer from some dude. We all want it to be from a female hand. And if she's cute and talkative, even better. But just another one of the ways they don't really understand how business works over here. But so yeah, no, I tried to fish and it was stress relieving, that's for sure. Sucks that I'm soaked, but I'll go home and hopefully water's working well enough for me to at least take a shower. And I'm worried about my chickens. They were out in that rainstorm, so I tried to use the internet to get the missus there to bring them in, but no reply. Couldn't get any service. So yeah, so now I'm just on the way home, and a few of these places might still have nibbles or whatever. Oh, he's got one little half chicken left, but yeah, and of course you get just delicious little tasties like that one there. But so anyways, I'm up real early tomorrow, because as I've said, I gotta get up early to get beef in this town. It's all gone by 9. But I did meet a Westerner yesterday who's willing to go halves on a cow, because the locals don't do that. They'll grow a cow, but then they sell the whole living cow, even though they've got like 10 mouths to feed. Just makes sense. I don't know why they wouldn't keep half for their own selves instead of being stuck going and buying it all at the grocery store at full grocery store prices later. But I don't have the freezer space, and even if I had it, I wouldn't be buying a whole cow over here for the restaurant. So I will try and buy half cows and half pigs and things like that, just to make it so that if I do buy that freezer only unit, I'll get it where I don't have to worry about power outages either. That's kind of why after the earthquake I ate all my ice cream, because I knew it wasn't going to last. And it didn't. It was already starting to melt when we ate it. And I guess the locals were commenting how I was weird because I wasn't afraid of the earthquake and I just came outside and ate ice cream and drank beer. Yeah, I mean, I don't even believe it was a 7 point whatever now. There are so many conflicting reports. Some people saying it only was a 4 something. I think it was more than that. I think it was at least a 5.5 Richter scale. I mean, the building did shake for a while, but we didn't seem to suffer any real damage. Unless maybe there's a broken pipe inside my walls and that's why I don't have water. I don't know. I would assume I'd see flooding then, but who knows. So anyways, I will start the week tomorrow. It's supposed to thunderstorm all week, so we might not be very busy, but I've got enough tables and chairs to have seating inside for folks that want to drink inside and eat. And I'm going to make the Filipino partner go get the tin and the BIR, which is their version of, you know, tax code and stuff, so I can actually advertise and get Food Panda going. Because I think that if people could order on Food Panda, that might help a bit. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Oh, an army truck. I wonder where it's headed to. Full of soldiers. But anyways, yeah, so pretty uneventful Wednesday. And storm was pretty decent that came through there. It soaked me on the way in. And like I said, by the time I sat down to eat at the boulevard, the rain had stopped. So it really rained just long enough for me to waste 100 pesos on an umbrella and get soaked. So, but I mean, I should just be taking an umbrella with me everywhere anyways, a la penguin style. I mean, and when I go to Thailand next, especially if I bring a carry-on luggage, I used to see some amazingly nice multi-purpose umbrellas, we'll call it, once again, penguin style, there. And I never bought one because, you know, couldn't really use umbrellas in Canada. But here with it raining pretty regularly, hear all those frogs? Must be breeding season. If you translate into frog, there's a whole bunch of, hey baby, come over here. Hey baby, come over here. But I know there are cows in the field beside me, so I wonder how the two of those groups get along. But, oh, I smell something else too that's not allowed over here. Probably someone growing in the thick trees. Anyways, so, yeah, like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Trying to keep my blog a day going, but on days like today where there really wasn't much to blog about, it's kind of difficult. But I don't want to disappoint, so we'll blog. And then of course there's days where I end up putting 5 videos up because there's so much going on. But and I might start doing the interview thing again, like I was talking about. Like I want to interview that young French lad that was over here in the one video, because he's actually over here on humanitarian reasons, which is a nice change from the traditional reasons why expats are over here. And I want to have a few feel-good stories. I mean, of course I'm going to talk about the bar for the haters who's like, oh, you can't do it, you can't do it. Been here less than a month and I'm doing it. So it's quite doable if you just don't see the negative in everything. And sure, it was a very slow first week. We'll see how this second week is. But I'm just going to manage the budget of product better. Like last week I only bought 1.5 kilos of beef. Now I burnt a bit, and I ended up eating 3 big burgers today and yesterday from last week's beef, just because I'm not going to serve 5-day-old beef to clients. But tomorrow when I go beef shopping, I'll just pick up 1 kilo. You know, same with chicken. I'll get a little bit less, but I'll also get more breasts because I want to introduce chicken fingers. And I want to be able to teach the Filipinas how to make chicken fingers the way I did with my daughter. That's what I mean. Like all the skills she learned owning the deli, I saw her making chicken fingers when I was home for the summer. So obviously some of the skills she picked up, she kept. But, you know, I mean, you know, it is what it is. Like I said, she was 14 running her own business in Canada with all the bureaucracy and the laws and the complications of a business over there. Here it's, not to be derogatory, but it's idiot proof. So someone like her with the skill set she already has can come over here and do it no problem. So what I told the Filipinas today that I was talking to about coming to work for me is it's not just a job. I train because my goal is to have multiple stores all over the place. And if I had the right staff, I'd import them. I'd be able to trust them and train them into a management level so they can run these spots in my absence. And the one there, Mary, it's kind of tiny, so she definitely would need some sort of sidekick because she ain't lifting big pots of chili, that's for sure. But her English is good, and she's such a cutie. And that's exactly what brings the faces in. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Maybe she'll never show up to work for me here, but like I said, I'm not even hiring staff yet until we actually have customers. Once I have a week break even on the food budget, we'll go from there. So tomorrow will be another day of negatives, just because got to pay the electric bill, got to pay the water bill, you know, got to buy stock for the week of meat and vegetable. But I'll be open at 2 and I'll be closed at midnight. Hopefully I get Cal over for his little chili sample and burger sample. Some of his followers who follow me now will get to watch that, and I'll be able to answer some other questions too. Like, one of the things is, I saw in his blog, a lot of people were hating on the captain's outfit, thinking I wear that, I guess, all the time. As you can see, I clearly don't. I did wear it a lot in Gensan, that's for sure, because I would wear it to my work, right? But I wouldn't wear the full bling. I'd wear just a hat and a white shirt. But I only did that for the last Sunshine video because he asked me to. He had seen that when I was at work with Carefree Chris, did his interview. It was a day where I was in full uniform, black uniform. So I wore the black or the purple a lot more than the white in Gensan. Mostly because, here's the thing, guys, I'm definitely not trying to claim, you know, any kind of military rank or anything like that. I was in the cruise ship industry, and definitely I was a captain in the cruise ship industry, so that's not the same. But a lot of Sunshine Shoulder's original crowd comments were all hating on the uniform because they think that I'm trying to manipulate the locals, because they all have a respect for a uniform and colonization and colonialization, and it's really nothing like that at all. But you know, is what it is. He's got a lot of his people, like he says, you know, he doesn't get, no one has more haters than him, because the haters hate for the sake of hating. And on that note, I'm looking to try and collect peeps who are optimistic and want to learn from the experiences and maybe even duplicate them. Or they want to come over here and maybe they're already chatting with a Filipina. Here's the thing, guys, let me tell you another thing too. Do not open up a goddamn sorry or convenience store. If you're really adamant about helping your woman make a go of life here, there is no need for another sorry or convenience store in any neighborhood. They literally put them side by side to each other. And again, they sell all the same shit, and they're all nickel and diming each other, or pesoing and pesoing each other, to try and, you know, get by and be a little cheaper than the guy next door. So they make the bare minimum in profits, if they make profits at all. You know, you talk to that other simp guy, Jim, he'll tell you, oh, I did it for 6 months and we didn't make nothing. Okay, but that's also because he's an idiot. But in the same sense, you can't have all these same stores on top of each other selling the exact same stuff, literally in sight of each other. They're not even just that they're in the same neighborhood. I mean, they're like literally side by side in some cases. It's ridiculous. You watch some of my videos of my time in Manila, I was like, holy shit, guys, I know it's a capital city, but how many of these stores do you need on the same block? And it's because of lack of imagination. So if you really did want to come over here as an expat, or you have a woman you're dating, you're chatting with, and you want to help her out, she wants to have a business of her own, because they all want to have their own business, which at least I can commend, because working for someone else sucks. Get them a little restaurant. If you're in an area where I'm not, let's talk about a little captain's franchise. I'll go and make sure they're trained, doing things the right way. And like I said, I think I pretty much ironed it out now, where 5,000 USD opens you up a store, a restaurant, a little cafeteria place. So, you know, you're gonna waste that opening a sorry for sure. All the little bullshit equipment that they try to buy, fridges and stuff, and then all the stock. It adds up fast when you're trying to buy, you know, 10 bags of each type of chips, you know, 2 cases of all the pop drinks and all the beers. And, you know, I spent, just to open my bar, 5,000 pesos for 4 types of beers and some beverages, some colas. So, you know, extrapolate that when you got a whole convenience store and you're buying shampoos and soaps and all the other things these little knick-knack stores sell. It's just not profitable, especially when there's 101 of them. If you're the only one, say they're in some village of only 10,000 people, I assume most guys are not finding those girls, because if you're in a village that small as a Filipina, you probably don't even have proper internet service because you're deep in the boondocks, in the provinces as they call it. So, you know, think about what kind of business you want to try and help these people set up. It's like in Canada or America, right? There's no need for more hair cutting places or hair salons, even though they're cheap to open up. You could open up a hair salon here for probably less than $1,000 USD. But they don't need those either. There's one of those on every single block too. So, you know, if you really want to help these people out, A, you got to be babysitting the books. You know, you're trying to help her family, trying to help her, no problem. But you got to make sure they're actually doing it right, not just pissing your money into the wind. Second side of it, you got to choose a business that's actually viable, that actually can make some money. And I mean, sorry, these little convenience stores don't do it. There's just too damn many of them. And same with even little food stores if you're doing Filipino foods. And yeah, if you got a Filipino woman, all she's going to know how to cook is Filipino foods. And if you're a small town, you won't find enough Westerners to support a captain's location. I think you need to be, my goal is not to put any, you know, captains in anything under 200,000 people. Like San Carlos will be my smallest city with a captain's, and that's only because, well, my baby's family's here. So, you know, she's already, I mean, you've seen the videos with her in it. We're up on the mountain. Everybody knows her name. I mean, I jokingly do the Cheers theme song because, yeah, she's already incredibly popular, and she's 3.5 months, almost 4. So by the time she's 20, I'm sure everybody in this whole province will know her, and her whole region of the Philippines, if not the whole country, which will make it very easy for her as an actual natural-born Filipina to pick up an office and try and fix things. So, and that is my goal. I mean, I don't talk too much about the Hearts and Minds end project here. I just talk about the simpleness of retiring over here. But let's be realistic. If you're going to come over here and retire and live out your twilight here, you kind of owe it to pay back a bit. That's my opinion. Maybe it's my civic duty, my civic responsibility, which, you know, of course is dead for Canada because Canada doesn't have that anymore. But here, if you're going to be staying, especially in your twilight years, 20, 30 years, and end of your life cycle, why not contribute back? That's kind of what I like about the Old Timers Club there that's local. And maybe I copy their little MO with all the captains, where not only is it a drinking hole for expats, but we try and pick up expats with a bit of a philanthropist, generosity-based mentality where, you know, fire burns down a whole neighborhood in town. Well, these old timers went and raised 50,000 pesos to donate things like foods and hygiene products and stuff because these people just lost everything and they didn't have much to start with. So that kind of goodwill gesture, I think, especially in the karma world of things, goes a long way. And like I said, a lot of the guys who do come over here end up having kids with the locals. So those kids, even though you might not be able to own a piece of land, well, those kids can. And you can put land in a kid's name in trust till they're 18, with them giving you a 20-year lease. Now you're saved from being cheated, or from the mom selling it, if you guys split up. So they're just little things where if you're going to be coming over here, and you want to stay for real, then there are ways to make it where you can enjoy your existence and have a little bit less of the fear factor that comes with the way it's structured over here. So for me, I haven't bought jack over here, not even a car. But now that I have a kid, of course, that gives me different options, right? And yeah, I bought the equipment for the first restaurant and now the second one. But once again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot of money. Now, as people who picked me up from Sunshine knows, I don't come over with a lot of money. I just don't. Don't have it. Left it all to the old people, the old family unit. And I can make new here. I know I can. So that's part of why we're doing this little restaurant. Now, I think this restaurant's going to be a lot harder than General Santos because there are less foreigners here. It's a smaller population, and I have to do a lot more effort to get stock, inventory, whatever term you want to use. And that's fine. I mean, it's keeping me on my toes. And really, it's my own fault because I'm a workaholic. I mean, you know, if I had 100,000 Canadian in my personal bank account, I probably wouldn't be doing any of this crap. I'd just be enjoying life. But I do like hanging with other Westerners. Like up on the mountain yesterday, I met 3 Westerners that live there, and they're all bored as shit. Aussies, 2 of them, and one's a... I didn't actually catch where the other one was from. But his English was really good, and he didn't have an accent, so it must be America or Canada. But, you know, it's the same thing as me. You know, sometimes they just want to hang with Westerners and chat Western stuff. You know, if you can get a really good burger along the way and enjoy a bottle of Bud or whatever your chosen beer type is, that's just a bonus. So I think that's what the goal of the captain's, you know, little food places, sports bars are. And as I told some Filipinos down where I was fishing today, as soon as I have the money for the TV, I brought the Fire Stick with me, and I now know of a new VPN through another expat that he says works perfectly over here. So my goal is going to be to have it where, you know, you want to watch Super Bowl live? Come on down. Want to watch the Stanley Cup? Come on down. Just things that we missed. That, I mean, why do you think there's so many sports bars in the West? A lot of guys don't have a Meg, or they don't have a quiet piece of place where they can actually chill in their own home in the West because they've got, you know, kids, pets, naggy wives, whatever the issue is with them. Whereas, you know, here it runs into similar sort of things. So if there is a bar where everybody knows your name, you go on down, drink your face off for literally like $20 for the night, and watch your favorite sports with other Westerners, that just gives you something to do, you know? And then, of course, where I am now, I can't have a dart system like we had in Gensan or pool table or anything, but, you know, I get the right partner or, you know, another year or another 6 months of doing it at this house location, I will open up in an actual commercial spot where I can throw in a pool table and a few dart boards, get back to doing dart league once a week. As I told the Australians yesterday, there are so many Australians in Gensan. They were the ones that were always showing up for dart league. You know, and some UK guys did too, but like the Canadians and the Americans weren't. And originally, if you watch the old videos, we were doing dart league where it was by nationality. It was, you know, the Canadians had a team. I would help with them. I'm pretty damn good at darts. And my plan eventually was to start having like an actual competition with like a prize or a little trophy or something. So, all right, well, I'm home, folks. So I'm gonna go like, follow, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And of course, hit that bell. Toodles.